I received one specific question about a person thinking that praying in community is much better than praying by himself or herself, whatever the case is. And the truth is that there is such an idea in Judaism. The idea comes from Eov. Eov says, I don't know the number of chapter and the number of verse, but Eov says, Henkel kaver loy imas. God does not reject the prayer, so to speak, of a group, of a flock, of sheep, or whatever, human beings. We are his flock, his flock. So there is such an idea. And our sages learn from that idea that actually the prayers of a community are more powerful than the prayers of an individual. And that's why actually the Jewish prayer book, the Siddur, the Jewish prayer book, is built around plural language. We, all the time, we did this, we did that, we are asking for this, we are asking for that, give us such a thing, give us this and that. Why? Because you're including yourself within the community. And furthermore, when you ask for a sick person, you have to include the person within all the sick people of the Jewish people, all the sick of the Jewish people. So it's together with somebody else, with other group of people, and therefore God is going to hear the prayer. But the truth is that this is all written down around the prayers of Judaism for two reasons. Reason number one, the thing itself of the structure of the prayer, and I stress this word, structure of the prayer of Judaism, is actually a rabbinical structure. Prayer by itself, the mitzvah, the commandment of prayer doesn't have a structure. Just ask God whatever you want, just thank God, just whatever. So prayer by itself doesn't have a structure. Our sages put up a whole structure which includes the idea of the community. And what's a community? So our sages themselves, they define what a community is. So on one hand, again, we have Eov. Eov was not a Jew and he's saying the community. Yeah, wait a second. Eov, the truth is, he's not talking about this. Our sages took the idea and they said when they built the structure of prayer, it's going to work better in a community of Jews. What is a community? What's the definition of a community? 10 Jewish men, older than 13 years old. That's the definition of a community, which is learned also from the Torah and Pasha Shlach, the spice. I'm not going to go to the whole details. The point is, again, our sages defined what a community is. Our sages defined the structure of prayer, saying that when the community is together, prayers go higher. So everything has a source in the structure that Jews have when they pray. This structure does not apply to non-Jews. That's the whole point. This structure is something built around Judaism for many reasons. By the forefathers, one prayer in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the night, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, of the korbanos, the offerings. Everything is built around Judaism for Jews. So that idea not necessarily applies to Judaism for non-Jews. So it's important to understand. Having said all of that, I know it's going to sound strange, but if you have 10 or more, 1,000 non-Jews gathered together in one place, it's still not a community. Because again, the definition of a community, our sages said what it means a community. There's a stronger kedusha, holiness, when there is such a community, but it doesn't apply to non-Jews. Having said all of that, even so, if you feel better praying with other people because one motivates the other one, and you see others doing the same thing you do and you feel better, okay. But that doesn't mean that the same definition that applies to Jews is going to apply to non-Jews.